Hello, everyone. Right. Sorry, slightly late. Just getting stuff sorted. Just, yes, 3 o'clock crept up on me, as it always seems to do. I don't know why it does that, but anyway. Hello I saw Ulkesh, I think. Yeah, I will scroll so I can see who else is here. Circle lead. I'll cash myself. Yes. So, co-stream with Jessie today. It is chocolate day. Well, it's the day when the price of chocolate and the price of flowers goes up ridiculously. But as a sort of nod to that, Jessie and I are going to be doing another visual novel. But hopefully this one will be something different. Playing Monstrous Lovers. And it really does help if I actually get my information up before I start talking, but me being prepared, never. So, Monstrous Lovers, Ratalaika published because it's a console port, developed by Man-Eater Games. Gotta love that. They also did Blind Men, which I can't remember if I streamed. I think they were spies. Havor. Right, yeah, stretch, hydrate. It doesn't twig if you do that on the thing. Hang on. Right. I have done them. You just can't see, but hi, Havor. And don't forget your daily. So yes, Ratalaika Games did the console porting. Man-Eater Games are based in Mexico. This one came out on consoles on the 12th of September 2025, and on Steam in June 2021, so that was a big gap. It's also out on Switch and PlayStation. So yeah. Oh, and there's a leaky and a horror. Hello, afternoon, evening, good morning, whatever time zone you're in. It's an ID at Xbox game, so thank you to ID at Xbox for the code for this one. Price-wise, we're looking at £12.99. Ooh. $12.99 or €12.99. I believe that is the same across all the consoles. So yeah, cool. It's a boys' love visual novel about dating monsters. We play as Christopher Wells, a young office worker who moves to a town full of supernatural creatures in hopes of getting to make a real difference. I feel like it needs a lot more context than that. Christopher Wells' job is ensuring the peaceful coexistence of monsters and humans. And he's tired of feeling stuck in an unimportant bureaucratic position. Hang on, let me actually load it up. So, right. There we go. Yeah, me. And yes, Jessie's on the start screenish thing. And I'm gonna have to get up when the Discord chat goes. Oh my. Oh yeah, so this is probably like a mature rated something or other. So, but as my channel is very much, no kids, then yeah. Right, what was I saying? Because also why is my oh god, that's been stuck on for God knows how long. Yeah. Right. The unimportant seems redundant. Oh. Bureaucratic. I mean, no, bureaucratic positions can be important. I had to look back to what I said then, horror. So, he requests this transferal to St. George, the city with the highest population of monsters in the country. Unfortunately, not everyone around is happy about having to work with a human. We get to explore themes like identity, belonging, the lengths people are willing to go to reach their goals. There is partial voice acting. I don't know how that's going to work. There are 160,000 words, 4 love interests and 8 endings. And also... Oh, hang on. Let me just sort the Discord call thing first. Oh, hi, Jessie. Where did I put my... there.
Hello.
Hello. So, Oh, sorry, I'm just sitting on my cushion. I was just telling people about the game, and there's partial voice acting, so Jesus Christ. Jeez, Gruff.
I grilled a chicken for 3 hours. It still wouldn't tell me why it crossed the road.
Okay. That might have come through my mic, but never mind. Right. Okay. So, Jesse.
Oh, Joe.
Did you start already, or is this just a trailery thing?
Oh, those are just screenshots.
Okay. So I was thinking, because this is all boys, and I was just thinking that maybe you should be the narrator for this one.
Okay.
And I will do the love interests.
Okay.
Lol. Because I want to do funny voices, and I can only do one if I'm the narrator. If you're okay with that, of course.
That's fine.
Cool. Okay. So music volume, sound volume.
So I'm our boy here with the glasses, who is completely just an average person.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So. Okay, we're in English, not Spanish. That's good. Yeah, I don't know what the voice sustain thing is, so I'm going to that. So yeah, is credits just a screen, or is it going to scroll? Oh, it's gonna. Ooh, graveyard. Okay, how do I get out of the credits now? Oh no, there's the credits. Okay, it's gonna scroll. All right, I go back. Main menu, right? Yes, right. Okay, start game. Okay. But yes, hi Scruff, and hi everyone else, and hi Jesse, and how are you doing?
I'm awake.
I have. Well, I mean that's always important. So okay, right. Let me get your screen up, and then move that, and we've got the chat, and everyone can hear both of us, right? Okay. So this is you.
¿Estás seguro de que quieres hacer esto?
Okay, why is no, it's in Spanish. Hang on, it's talking in Spanish, so the voice volumes have to go down. No voice. Right, okay. Oh god, just let me get back to the menu thing. Okay. Right. Yeah, if it was going to be voiced in English, then that would have been fine, but I don't speak Spanish, and that was very fast Spanish. Are you sure you want to do this? Once I signed the notice, there's no going back. You have a brilliant career ahead of you, Wells. It would be a shame to let it go to waste. I'm going to be honest. St. George is a dead end. There's a good reason no one wants to work there. Yeah. This is you.
Yes, I'm sure. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I didn't join the Department of Integration to be stuck with a desk job. If I stay here, a desk job is all I'm ever going to have. Sir, please, I've made up my mind.
Hang on a minute. Leaky just got survival horror, which I feel is appropriate for today. And chaos. I mean, that's fair. I just want to see what my genre is for today. It really likes giving me management as a genre. Fine, I'll take it over sports. 30%, yeah, that feels about right. Okay, fine, if you insist, but don't say I didn't warn you. I've all got simulation racing.
When my request to be transferred to St. George was approved, I couldn't contain my excitement.
Oh.
Yay.
Hang on, that's the wrong way. Sorry, the music is loud on my TV. Sorry, where did you read up to? I got confused with the music.
St. George is a relatively small town near the coast, famous for having a higher population of monsters than humans. It's not the only one of such places to exist, but it's the only one big enough to have a DOI office. All in all, a natural choice for someone in my line of work. Or so I thought. To be frank, I'm beginning to have second thoughts right now. Convincing my boss, as hard as it was, turned out to be the least of my problems. When word about my transfer referral began to spread, even the people who had supported me from the beginning wouldn't stop urging me to reconsider. No one had thought that I would actually go through with it, but seeing a signed paper made them realize I was being serious. Then, to make things worse, I simply couldn't find a place to stay. At all. The few hotels in town fill up months in advance, and even as a government employee, it was impossible to find someone willing to rent to a human on short notice. In the end, I was lucky enough to have someone from the St. George office offer to let me stay with them in the meantime, but it could be taking them so long. I glanced at my phone. They were almost an hour late. I was both so happy about having gotten a place and in such a hurry to make sure everything was ready that I barely got any information about this person. Frankly, not one of my smartest moments.
Wouldn't worry too much. Cute guys like you don't get stood up. I don't know why I picked that voice, but...
Startled by this sudden noise behind me, I clutched my phone to my chest as if my life depended on it.
Okay, apparently the vampire is now a Southern Belle.
When I turn around, I see what appears to be a vampire leaning against the back of the bench. He's grinning like he just hadn't scared the hell out of me, or worse yet, like he found it amusing. After a few seconds pass and he doesn't make any sudden movements, I realize that I'm not about to get mugged, and I allow myself to relax. Who? Before I can actually say anything, though, he walks around the bench and sits down next to me. Right. In fact, he's so close that our knees touch for a second before I move my leg away.
So, love, are you new in town?
Did I hear that right? No, must have been my imagination. Excuse me?
I've got a great memory when it comes to pretty faces, and I'm sure I've never seen yours around.
Oh god, I did. He's hitting on me. Not sure about what else to do. I look down at my phone and pretend to be busy, hoping that he'll get the hint and leave.
He's totally gonna be this employee person. I don't judge my accent, Havor. This is what came out of my mouth, and I'm attempting to commit to it. Are you waiting for someone too? Maybe we could wait together.
Instead of getting discouraged, he leans forward, obviously trying to catch a glimpse of the screen. Now he's not only invading my personal space, he's also practically leaning against me. Starting to get annoyed, I move aside and pick up my things before getting up. But before I can walk away, the vampire stands up, almost jumping out of the seat as he hurries to block my path.
Wait, don't go. I'm sorry, we don't get many humans around here, and I got a little carried away. Let's start over, alright? I'm Vincent. Hi, Ray.
He offers me his right hand. He's beginning to make me uncomfortable, but by now it's become obvious that ignoring him won't make it go away.
Oh, okay. Your choice?
Are we being polite?
It's boy love. We can be as flirty as you like.
Yeah, you know me. I love my boys' love stories.
Well, it's better than the boring heterosexual stories we get, because they're all the same. At least these ones are interesting. It's the husk of an entity formerly known as Ray. I'm so sorry. Are you still over the other side of the ocean? Yeah. I mean, you know, do we want to at least be polite? You got pinball. Are you gonna be a pinball wizard? 1%. Okay, I feel like if you
10.
I feel like 1% chaos is shake the hand, right?
Yep. Christopher.
20%, right? You got survival. Oh dear. Christopher Wells.
He looks very pleased with himself all of a sudden after having heard my name. I try to remember where I might have seen his face before. I'm pretty sure we haven't met before. I would definitely remember someone with this kind of attitude, especially a monster.
Hmm.
Unless he is.
Oh my
No
god, it's
way.
just twigged.
I'm sorry, do we know each other?
Not really. I work at the Department of Integration. So you are him, right?
Oh god, he is.
You moved to a town
I
full
nod
of
hesitantly.
monsters. What did you expect him to be? Sorry.
I nod hesitantly as I get an idea of where the conversation is headed.
This is great. When I was told a human would be coming over from the capital, I imagined some stuffy old guy. You are so much better.
As he continues speaking, I can almost feel the blood drain from my face. He bit you!
Oh dear.
I do my best to smile, but all I manage is a weird combination of the frown I had until now and an expression of complete embarrassment. Thankfully, if Vincent notices, he doesn't mention it.
And Ray, I don't know why it's 7:22, other than you're in the wrong time zone. I mean, your thing should be getting here tonight. I imagine you will want to report to the office in the meantime. After that, we can go home so you can check the place out. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. In hindsight, I should have expected something like this to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't stop to consider what kind of person would agree to let a stranger from another city live with them so easily, not even when I finally got around to worrying about all the other details. But it doesn't matter. I'm here now, and we're stuck together for the time being. Vincent puts an arm around my shoulders, and before I can react, he pulls me closer to him with one swift move.
Yeah, I mean, mornings suck. Well then, let's go. We're not far.
We stay in more or less the same position the whole way to the office. At one point, I try to slip away, but the only thing I managed is to lose my footing and get him to hold me even more tightly against him.
Oh dear.
The Department of Integration's office here in St. George is quite different from what I'm used to. This building is mostly brick and steel, dating back from the time when it was also used as a shelter and a community kitchen. Meanwhile, the office at the Capitol was a huge skyscraper built just for it, a monument to modernity and unity.
Oh, I love the hair.
As we approach, a man standing by the door catches my attention. He's covered in bandages from head to toe, and he's wearing very flashy clothing. Against the dull color of the building, he sticks out like a sore thumb.
He's wearing a purple jumper.
I think he's an invisible man.
I mean, purple jumper and black jeans. It's hardly brightly colored clothing, right?
I think that's pink.
Pink. Okay, well, it looks purple to me.
His hair is pink.
It says purple. Or at least it was purple
That's
in the
pink.
screenshot I saw. Okay, fine, it's pink.
He also seems pretty upset about something. His arms are crossed and he keeps tapping his feet impatiently against the floor. Maybe he's waiting for the office to open? Is he a mummy or an invisible man?
Don't know. Don't know. Didn't look up beyond what I saw with the screenshot. That was it.
When Vincent notices him, he stops suddenly, bringing me to a halt as well.
I swear that guy doesn't have a laugh.
Who is he?
That's Sebastian, the supervisor. Oh no, it's the supervisor!
I assumed this was Vincent's day off, and that was the reason he was dressed in street clothes when he came to pick me up. But after seeing this other guy...
Wait for me here, won't you?
Vincent doesn't give me the opportunity to say anything else. In fact, he's not even looking at me anymore as he finally takes his arm off my shoulder and hurries to meet Sebastian. At first, I stay put like Vincent told me to, but as their conversation gets louder and angrier, I no longer feel comfortable just looking from afar. By the time I decide to get closer, they are practically yelling at each other. They are both so engrossed in their argument that they barely notice me as I approach.
Okay. Being as I know that this is Sebastian, it's not just what random voice comes out of my head. How am I doing with the Southern Belle type accent. I mean,
Doing great.
it's terrible. Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence. I feel like Sebastian, we're gonna do posh British, and then we'll have to have a Scottish one in there somewhere, and then I don't know what we'll do for the rest. But anyway, what did I tell you about bringing more of your friends here? He's not. Whatever. I'm sure he can introduce himself. You are late enough as it is. I feel like supervisor is going to be stuffy and British, right?
Sure.
But you are still here. Go. Fine, I'm going already. Hi, Miss Corners. I said now.
He gives Vincent a hard shove toward the door, or at least he tries to. There is a considerable difference in strength between them as a result. And as a result, Vincent barely budged. Laughing, Vincent turns around and winks at me before opening the door and heading inside. Sebastian lets out a disgruntled groan and begins rubbing his temples before turning his attention to me.
Oh, spin the wheel! Yay, you go into the new ones! This is a Jesse genre. Specifically added because Jesse does this in games and there should be a stream category or a genre for it, right? Spin the wheel! And then we have the little spinny emote, and he's cute. I don't have a spinny emote though. Well, my boom emote it does a spin. There we go. We're spinning, and exploding. What was the percentage? 36. We're getting lower percentages today. I feel like this is a low chaos day. Right. Okay. Sorry. Now, where were we? Right. Introductions.
Whatever amount of patience he may have had, it's clear that he already spent it all on Vincent. I can't really blame him. I haven't even spent an hour with Vincent, and I'm beginning to get a little exasperated myself. I take out the transfer notice from my pocket and hand it to him. My name is Christopher Wells. I just got transferred from the capital. I was told you'd already been informed. He eyes the paper carefully, almost with suspicion, then nonchalantly folds it in half.
I see. I'm Sebastian Griffin. Come in. Come on in. This is no place to talk about it.
Once inside, Sebastian begins to walk so fast that I can barely keep up. After almost losing him twice, I can't help but get the impression that he's trying to leave me behind on purpose.
Oh.
Luckily for me, the interior of the building isn't actually that big, and we arrive at his office in a matter of minutes. That's still a long way to walk.
Yeah.
Leaving the folded paper on top of the desk, Sebastian takes a seat. I notice that there's only one chair, so I'll have to remain standing, but since he doesn't mention it, neither do I.
Wells, right? Yes, Human Resources informed me about your request. However, I was very clear when I explained to them that we can't receive anyone at the time.
That's not possible. The letter clearly says...
Our budget is very limited. It's allotted months in advance, unless you come with a very big check or are willing to work for free. That's just how it is. The earliest we could have you would be next year.
I frown. After all the troubles I went through to get transferred, I can't go back just like this. Not now. It's one thing if it turns out that I'm not cut out for St. George after all, but if I don't even get to try, I won't ever be able to live it down. I understand, but...
I don't know. I'm going to procrastinate and go, hi everyone! It's Saturday. It happened again. I don't know how. Hopefully people are having a good day and maybe have some fun plans.
What kind of things are fun, Joe? What are you referring to as fun plans?
Playing games, watching a stream, maybe reading a book in a bath later. That's my fun plans.
Oh.
With hot chocolate.
Ah.
And then I'm making pancakes on Tuesday because it is Pancake Day.
Okay.
Otherwise known as Mardi Gras, like over
Mardi
the
Gras,
pond.
Fat Tuesday, yeah.
Pancake Day. Because for me, it's just about the pancakes. And literally nothing else. I mean, I can make pancakes any day, and I have done that before, but this day is literally giving me permission to make pancakes. Even Pancake Day, otherwise known as Fat Tuesday. I mean, that's just rude.
I think some people call it like Fastnacht Day.
Yes, because it's supposedly the start of Lent and shit like that. Sorry, that's quite dismissive. There is a religious thing, but for me, I'm here for the pancakes because I'm not religious.
Well, Fastnacht's a donut, so
Oh,
I would think.
then in which case, ignore what I just said because I didn't know that was a donut. It sounded like fasting night.
I could be misremembering the naming, but I swear that's what donuts, pancakes, stuff like that. Fat Tuesday.
Well, I mean, the pancakes was originally because you made the pancakes with everything, that was left in the cupboards, because then Lent, and you had to give stuff up for Lent, food-wise usually. You don't know where donuts have come in. But again, I just do pancakes because I like pancakes. Anyway, are we being polite or rude?
Sure.
Do we insist
We'll be polite.
politely? Insist politely, okay.
Sure. It's a good sign that he agreed to speak with me rather than just outright turn me away at the door, so maybe there's still a way to solve this without getting anyone else involved. It's obvious that there's been some kind of mistake. I'll talk to Human Resources and clear this up myself if it's necessary. I promise, Mr. Griffin. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't committed to making this work. For a moment, Sebastian says nothing. He looks pensive, yes? The fact that I can't see his expression just makes me more nervous.
He's doing the thinking
Finally, he
man
lets out a
face.
sigh.
We were told to help update the town's registry a while ago, but I can't spare the people to do so. How about this? If you write a proposal for a census that sounds appealing enough and can help me get everything ready for it without screwing up, I will see about making room for you. You'd have until your first payment is due, so until the end of the month.
I don't need time to think about it. I nod enthusiastically. Yes, of course, I will do it. Thank you. He waves a hand in a dismissive gesture.
Just make sure I don't regret it. You'll begin with that tomorrow. For now, go to the warehouse and pick whatever you need to get settled from here. From there, even. After that, you can come help with this week's paperwork.
Paper.
Unless you have a problem with that?
No, I'll be right back. Turns out that the warehouse is right behind the office, so it doesn't take me long to find it.
Stationary.
However, once I'm there, it's a completely different story. As I step inside, the first thing I notice is that the interior is so dark that I can barely see what's in front of me. There's a window on the door big enough to let some light through, but at this hour it's pretty much useless. Maybe the office used to have a daytime shift when they first opened and then moved to a night one to better accommodate monsters? Or maybe the warehouse used to be something else and it was repurposed.
I mean, there's lighting
way,
in this picture.
Yeah. Either way, as I fumble for the light switch, my hand suddenly touches something cold and smooth.
Ooh. Oh.
It's a puppet.
It's a robot.
Puppet man. No,
Oh.
those joints look more puppety.
I mean, I'm
Oh, maybe it's a robot.
I'm seeing
Maybe you're right that it's an
C-3PO.
android.
I'm also seeing
Yeah, I
That
guess you
robe
could say
is-
that's a robot.
the robe is a
Yeah.
little bit open, right?
Yeah, that's very open.
Hey, that's okay. The text box goes over it. It's all good, people.
Don't worry, there's no robo-phallus. Or puppet phallus. When the lights come on, I find myself facing some sort of android. Okay, so it is an android, a robot.
Okay.
A puppet would have been funner.
Yeah, Pinocchio. But yeah.
I think. He doesn't really look like any monster I've seen before, and with some monsters, you can really be sure until they tell you, and I'm definitely not going to ask someone I just met about 5 seconds ago. Realizing that our fingers are still touching, I move my hand away. He stares at me with raised eyebrows for a moment, as if deciding what to do.
Okay.
Do you want to go more robot-y and then save the last one to be your Scottish? Or Scottish
Yeah.
robot?
But I mean, Scottish robot would be fun. But am I stereotyping robots, androids? If I go.
I don't know.
Oh. But then I'm running out of voice options. No, I'm totally not running out of voice options. But it's nice to keep them all slightly different. So I can tell them apart.
It's really difficult when they converse with each other.
Well, then it's more obvious that they're different. Scottish robot. This area is off limit for visitors. Please return to the main building.
His voice
Okay.
has a mechanical ring to it, like text being read aloud by a voice synthesizer. It's not unpleasant. It's not exactly how I would expect an android to sound like.
No, it's exactly how. Okay, so all right. Can I try that again? Because I could have done with this line before.
Go for it.
Okay. This area is off limits for visitors. Please return to the main building. Sorry, number 4 is going to have to be Scottish. There we go.
Okay.
That's exactly how I would expect an android
I
to
reread the
say.
line perfectly. Next.
If you are unable to find the way back... Sorry, he went sudden then. I can't talk in an android voice and laugh, apparently. If you are unable to find the way back by yourself, I can accompany you.
Oh, sorry. I'm not a visitor. I'm an employee. I just started today. My name is Christopher Wells. Nice to meet you.
Duly noted. You can call me Isaac. How may I help you, Christopher?
Mr. Griffin sent me to get some things. Do you know where the office supplies are? He nods, and instead of pointing, he makes an open-handed gesture toward a line of shelves in front of us. It almost makes me feel as if I was about to get a guided tour of the place.
Of course. Please follow me.
Every few steps, Isaac turns his head to check if I'm still behind him. However, because he just looks at me without actually saying anything, we soon fall into an uncomfortable silence. I attempt to make conversation with the android.
Okay.
I clear my throat to get his attention. So, what do you do here at the DOI?
I'm in charge of the organization and maintenance of the warehouse and its contents.
Really? I've always thought that the people at the warehouse had one of the more interesting jobs, right after field agent. How do you like it?
I find that my abilities are well suited for it.
I wait for a moment for him to continue speaking, but he doesn't. Okay, then. Have you been working here for long?
As of today, a month and 3 days.
Fortunately, I don't have to think of something else to say, as Isaac finds what he was looking for right then. A big cardboard box with a label that reads, stationery. After placing the box on the ground, he takes out a pen and a piece of paper from inside and hands him.
Here it is. Please write your name, department, and everything you plan to take out, then sign on the line. Hi, Raina.
Don't we have some sort of electronic form? He shakes his head.
Paper only.
He's an electronic form. Oh. Being told as much by an android feels really bizarre, but I resist the urge to make a comment. I don't. Christopher might, but I don't.
You didn't.
Since I technically don't belong to any department yet, I just put down pending, sign, and begin shuffling through the box's contents with my free hand. Let's see. Pen, pencil, stapler, correction liquid. That would be all. Thanks, Isaac.
You are welcome. Feel free to inform me if you require further assistance.
Having gotten everything I need, I head back to Sebastian's office as quickly as I can. The first thing I notice is that, though there's still only one chair, there's now a metal bench for me to sit on, too. It doesn't look comfortable at all, but I suppose it's better than being left standing up. I take my place at the other side of the desk, and we get to work. ... Much to my dismay, the rest of the night turns out to be incredibly dull. Although I have to admit that it's nowhere near as bad as it was back in the capital, where the bulk of my work consisted of checking forms and reports that were more a bureaucratic requirement than actual necessity. It's still paperwork, and there's lots of it. On the plus side, Sebastian seems rather pleased by the fact that I'm already familiar with most of the procedures, so he doesn't have to waste any time explaining them to me.
Is it?
I look up. He's staring at me so intently that I can practically feel him burning holes in my head. Is he psychic? With his eyes. Even with his glasses on, he's pretty intimidating. Sorry, could you repeat that?
I asked whether it's true that you will be staying with Vincent.
Okay, not psychic, just we're daydreaming and not
Paying attention, yeah.
Yep. It is.
It looks more purple here, by the way. What accent is this? This is obviously a posh British accent, right? I decided it was a stuffy Brit. You can't mock my British accent because I'm British and we clearly have like only one accent. Yeah, I mean, no, but I mean, he's wrapped in bandages. I feel like purple hair is the least likely thing to be fake.
I mean, if he is an invisible man, maybe it is a wig.
Fair point. Also, possibly if he's a mummy, but I don't know. But it's definitely purple now. It's definitely
Pink purple.
Purple lilac, as my niece would say. Keep the details to yourself. I don't need them. Since you'll be living together, I have a favor to ask you. I want you to do everything you can to make sure that Vincent arrives on time from here on.
His tone makes it sound more like an order than a request. Either way, it would probably be better for everyone involved if these two had one less reason to argue about. I will do my best.
The stretch did a noise, so I just did the stretch. Hang on. Good.
Sebastian stands up and opens one of the drawers, taking a small key out of it.
That will be all for today. You can go home. Be here at 7. The first person to arrive is in charge of opening, so I'm giving you a spare key just in case.
He hands... Wait. Is it late now? Because it looks so bright outside.
It's morning, but they did the night shift, remember? He was talking about it being the night shift because they're monsters.
Okay. Sure.
Though I don't know how
He
it's
hands
going
it to
to
me.
work if Vincent bursts into flames, so...
And as I take a closer look and see the DOI symbol engraved on the side, I realize that this is what I'm supposed to use to open it up with. Between this and the fact that they are still using paper forms to track inventory, I realize he wasn't joking when he said that St. George runs on a very limited budget. In the capital, even the least important rooms have long had their locks changed for either card or fingerprint reading. Putting away the key in my pocket, I excuse myself and go look for Vincent. After a couple of minutes of looking around the office, I end up in the break room. Since Vincent wasn't with Sebastian and me, he wasn't in the warehouse with Isaac, and I didn't see him at the front desk. That just leaves the break room. And field work, I suppose, but it's not like I can go look for him out there. Ah, there he is. Good. Vincent is sitting at one of the tables speaking with someone on the phone. Whatever they're talking about must be serious because he looks pretty focused on it, and he's even frowning a little.
Yeah. God, now I've got to freaking put my mouth back into place for the accent. No, they like, no. This is the problem with doing accents that I'm not familiar with.
You're the one who made this is your first pick.
No, I know, I just started talking like it, and I'm like, well, clearly this is just a vampire, but of course, the problem that happens is I can't remember how it sounds, and then I start talking and it doesn't sound right. I was like, here, darling. No, that's not even right either. Do you remember what it sounded like, Jesse? Can you say it so my, brain picks it up?
I can't say my my southern charm is all that good, so oh, darling, you know how it is with those folks up in the north.
Okay. No, they like to talk big, but they won't bother. Your papers are in order, I checked. There. Look, if you really are that worried, just slip them a 20 and then we'll leave. Well, that was
Well, that
close-ish
definitely
enough.
sounds like something I shouldn't be listening to. Right as I'm about to leave, Vincent notices me and gestures me to take a seat. I try to let him know that I can wait until he's done, but he pretty much ignores me and just repeats the gesture, this time more insistent.
Stop by whenever you have time and we'll talk about this in person, alright? I gotta go. Chris, how'd it go? Come on, sit down.
I pull back a chair and sit down next to him. He immediately puts his hands under his own chair, then lifts it up to close the gap between us. It went
Chair?
fine.
Oh, right, okay. He's lifting the chair. Okay, cool. Sorry, I was just trying. I was like, why is he putting his hands
I was
where?
like, what's the confusion?
Sorry,
He was touching my butt already. Boy. Very forward.
Could have. Totally could have touched the butt.
Are you done yet? I'm exhausted. I feel a bit bad for leaving out the details, but I don't want to discuss it right now. I quickly change this.
Sorry, love, not even close. I have a lot of work to catch up with, and since Sebastian leaves at 9, I have to stay until then, at the very least.
So soon?
9 in the morning.
I see. Do you need help?
What? No, you go ahead and leave.
He stands up and walks toward one of the shelves, taking out a small card and scribbling something on the back.
Can you believe that Sebastian makes us keep these around, with our cell phone numbers and everything? I'd like to see him pick up a call sometime. He'd probably end up yelling at the poor soul on the other end. I think I picked my accent up now. We're there, I
Good.
think.
He sneers, shaking his head as he continues to write.
Anyway, this is my address. It's the first house on the 13th. No way you can miss it. You'll be staying in the guest room, but make yourself at home. Your things should be there by now. Also, be sure to grab something to eat on the way there. It's been a while since I've had someone who actually eats stay over. I've got some things in the fridge, but nothing you'd want to try. Trust me on that.
He slides the card on top of the table, and I pick it up to take a look at it. Just like he said, it has his name and number, and then there's scribble on the back that I assume is meant to be a map. The instructions are simple enough, but I can't help frowning at the idea that I have to walk all the way there alone. The entire point of meeting Vincent before coming to work was so that he would show me the way to his house. Suddenly his phone begins to ring. I suppose that's my cue.
Ring, ring.
See you later, Vincent.
See you later, love. I know, but you aren't the only one who calls me.
I hadn't really noticed before because I kept getting distracted by Vincent, but now that I'm alone, I realized that I get a lot of stares. I suppose it's normal given that I'm one of the few humans here, and I don't mind most of them, but there's been a couple that have made me glad that my shift ends when the sun's already risen and not in the middle of the night. Maybe I'm exaggerating, it's probably just my imagination. I end up taking Vincent's advice, and I stop at a grocery store on the way to his house. I'm not surprised to find that most of the things there are meant for monsters, going from the relatively mundane like claw clippers to the more uncommon like flavored blood substitutes. In the end, I settled for some raw beef, figuring that it should be safe enough to eat once it's properly cooked. Just as I step outside, now carrying a plastic bag with everything I bought, I hear someone yell in my direction.
Watch out!
A huge wolf, almost the size of a bear, suddenly appears from the corner. Before I have the chance to react, it knocks me and all my things down as it runs past. The fall leaves me feeling dizzy, and it's enough to tear an opening into the plastic bag. Soon its contents end up scattered all over the floor, now ruined. I'm too tired to even get angry. When I look up, I see another figure approaching. It's moving at a considerable speed, but not nearly as fast as the wolf. It's more like person running?
Ooh. Ooh. Hello.
It's not until the figure gets closer that I'm able to get a clear look, and I realize that it's a werewolf, and one who bears a striking resemblance to the wolf at that. He stops right in front of me, a worried expression on his face.
Are you alright? Did she hurt you? Do you need to go to the hospital?
He's talking so fast and he's breathing so heavily between words that I have trouble understanding him. I shake my head and he sighs, visibly relieved.
He wouldn't be breathing heavy. He's a freaking werewolf. They're genetically engineered to be, like, superiorly fit. Good.
They've been running for a while.
I mean... But also Scottish werewolves fits perfectly with my brain. So, yeah. Good. I'm so sorry about that. Here, let me help you.
He offers me a hand, and right as I take it, he helps me get up with a swift movement that leaves my arm hurting more than the fall itself did.
Oh, yeah.
This guy really doesn't know his own strength. Ouch.
That was my sister. She has way too much energy for her own good. I swear, sometimes she's a little beast.
He laughs, stopping as soon as he realizes that I'm not laughing with him. He clears his throat and begins to rub the back of his neck, looking embarrassed all of a sudden.
I'm Ben.
Christopher, I'm kind of in a hurry, so... I was about to kneel down to pick up my things. Ben reaches out to put a hand on my shoulder to stop me. With my arm still aching from when he helped me up, I instinctively take a step back, and he uses the opportunity to kneel down himself instead.
Oh my. No. Let me.
Either way, not only the hole in the bag makes it pointless to try to put anything back into it, but as soon as he lifts one of the beef packages, it begins to leak. We are both far enough to avoid getting stained by the liquid when it splashes, but just barely. Being raw meat, the puddle it forms is dark red, and it looks disgusting as a result.
Damn, it's ruined.
It's fine, really. I do my best to make it sound like it's not a big deal so I can go ahead and leave, but it doesn't seem like it's working.
Are you sure?
I open my mouth to speak, but this time he doesn't even wait for me to answer before continuing.
I've got it. Come meet with my sisters and me. That way I can make up to you properly.
It's not necessary. This is beginning to feel like the conversation I had with Vincent all over again, except there's less touching.
Please, I insist. That's the least I can do.
Don't you have to go looking for your sister? He shakes his head.
No, the thing with pups is that if you don't catch them right away, they just keep running for as long as you keep chasing them. It's like a game for them. She's to notice that I stopped any time now, and as soon as she does, she'll get bored and go home. It's right around the corner, so it won't take much of your time. 20 minutes at most. What do you see?
We are headed in the same direction then. Except we need food.
Yeah.
St. George's streets aren't that big, so even if we aren't next door neighbors, chances are that we still live pretty close to each other. That means that we're going to end up walking the same direction regardless of whether I accept her. And he's probably going to keep trying to convince me all the way there. And then it's going to be awkward the next time we see each other. Fine. I think I can spare 20 minutes.
Great. You'll love it, I promise.
As it turns out, Ben's house is right in front of the one marked on Vincent's map. From the living room, I can even see Vincent's house through the window. The sound of Ben closing the door snaps me back to attention.
How do you feel about chicken?
I shrug. Honestly, under these circumstances, I don't feel strongly either way. He gestures at me to take a seat as he makes his way to what I presume is the kitchen. I pick the closest place, couch, and sit down.
Where were you? We're starving. Sorry, I got hold up by Donna. Go get the tableware, please.
That sounds like Ben and someone else. Maybe one of his other sisters? Because Ben's house is so small and quiet, I can hear them pretty well despite not being in the same room. I try to distract myself with something else so I don't end up eavesdropping, but there really isn't much else to focus on.
By the way, I invented a I invited a friend over for breakfast. I invented a friend! Wait, no, that's the wrong thing. By the way, I invited a friend over for breakfast. Be nice to him.
A couple minutes later, Ben emerges from the hall, this time holding a large bowl. A little girl comes into the living room right after him, carrying a bunch of empty plates on one hand and some cutlery in the other. She's a were-creature just like Ben, but except for her head, where it's long enough to be arranged in a ponytail, her fur is much shorter. It's quite cute, actually.
Sylvia, this is Christopher. Christopher, this is my sister Sylvia.
Sylvia takes a step toward me. She has a pretty intense expression of suspicion on her face, way more intense than a little girl should be capable of. Her nose wrinkles, and I realize that the face she's making is because she's not only looking at me, she's sniffing me.
You smell weird. What kind of monster are you?
Well, at least she looks cute. Ben's eyes go wide as he quickly opens and closes his mouth a few times, obviously trying to think of something to say. He hurries to put the bowl on the table, and with his hands now free, takes the things that Sylvia's carrying.
Sylvia, why don't you tell the others that breakfast is ready? They were really hungry, right? Right.
Raising an
right.
eyebrow and looking not quite convinced by the change of subject, she turns around and leaves.
I'm so sorry about that. Humans have a very distinctive smell, and it's the first time she's met one.
Don't worry, I understand. Breakfast ends up being far more hectic than I could have imagined.
Show us the food!
Ben has six younger sisters, of which 5 end up joining us for breakfast right in the living room. We barely fit there, and both Ben and I have to eat standing up so they can have a seat. Despite my protests, once we are done, Ben doesn't let me leave until I agree to take some of the leftovers. He even offers to help me carry the food to Vincent, but to my luck, as I try to convince him that it isn't necessary, his youngest sister spills her drink on herself, and he stays behind to help her get changed. Thank God, neighbors or not, I wouldn't want Vincent to come home and find that the first thing I did was letting someone I barely know into the house.
Especially when it's vampires and werewolves. The rivalry.
After the whole ordeal with Ben and his sisters, I end up even more exhausted than before, and I barely make it to the house. As soon as I step into the living room, I leave the leftovers on the table and pretty much collapse on the couch right afterward.
That couch does not
I
look
manage to raise
comfy.
my head just enough to take a look around me. All the doors look exactly the same, and there's no way to tell which room they lead to without opening them. Even though Vincent told me to go ahead and make myself at home, I can't help but feel like I'd be intruding if I just began looking for the spare room without him here. As I keep debating whether to wait for him, I feel my eyelids get heavier and heavier.
Oh dear. Night night. ... Sleeping human. Oh god, now I've gone Scottish again. Hang on. Darling. Sleeping humans are so... No! Why is it coming out Scottish? Fuck my brain. Oh my god. Every time I attempt to do some sort of, accent that I'm not used to doing, it gets mangled. Alright. Darling. No, that sounds more English now. Sleeping humans are so cute. Almost feel bad. No, I've got the Scottish twang. Oh my god, I didn't think this would be this hard. Joe.exe has frozen. Bear with me. Darling, 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 darling. Sleeping humans are so cute. I almost feel bad for having to interrupt your sleep. There we go. Sleeping humans are so cute. I almost feel bad for having to interrupt your sleep. But my neck hurts just from looking at you. Come on, darling. Time to wake up. Got it!
First thing I see when I open my eyes is Vincent kneeling in front of me, resting his arms on the empty space on the couch. Personal space, Vincent. I sit up and push myself to the side, letting out a laugh. Vincent gets up as well and takes a seat next to me.
I'm no expert, but I think the guest room's bed is a little more comfortable than the couch.
Yeah, well, I have nothing to say to that, so I change the subject. Wait, I fell asleep? What time is it?
Almost 4.
God, I must have been more tired than I realized I've already lost the better part of the day sleeping.
I mean,
I make a
you'd
mental
sleep
note to
during the
buy an
night,
alarm
but-
clock when I come back to work. The good thing is that our shift begins at 7, so there's still about 3 hours left before we have to head there. I should...
find something to do in the meantime? Because leaving 3 hours early for work is stupid. In my humble opinion. Did you just take off the hat?
I did.
You okay there?
Yep. So what, we're finding something else to do?
Yep.
Okay. There's no point in going to the office so early. Sebastian never really got around to officially putting me into any position, and since he just told me to report to him at 7, I'm pretty sure we will just end up going over paperwork together again. There's a chance that Isaac will be there already, but I'm not familiar enough with warehouse procedures to be of any help. And I'm not sure how well he could explain them to me. Neither option sounds particularly appealing, but it's not like I can assign work to myself. Instead, I decide to do something else in the meantime. Let's see. I take a look at the leftovers from this morning, still on the same spot that I left them, and I get an idea. Vincent, how busy are you right now?
For you, love? Not at all.
I ran into one of your neighbors, the werewolf, on the way here. He was pretty insistent about giving me some leftovers to take home, so he lent me a plate. I was hoping to return it before heading to the office.
I knew I recognized the smell. Ben's a really nice guy. I'm glad you two had a chance to talk. Oh, good, they're not enemies. This is refreshing. Of course I'll go with you.
Perfect, this way I can return the plate to Ben and keep an eye on Vincent to make sure that he arrives on time.
Oh my god, we're still going 3 hours early to work. We're just dropping off a plate on the way. That's going to take, what, 5 minutes? You're such a square, Jesse, in this character. This character is such a square.
While I go get changed, Vincent does me the favor of putting the leftovers in one of his own dishes and giving a quick rinse to the one Ben lent me. After we're both ready, we head to Ben's house. When Ben opens the door, he's wearing an apron and a pair of yellow rubber gloves. There's a strong disinfectant smell coming from the inside of the house, too. It looks like he was in the middle of cleaning. Gotta clean that human smell. He urges us inside as we take a seat. Vincent and I exchange a look. The smell is stronger, almost pungent in the living room. How is Ben not bothered by it?
Can I get you anything?
No, thank you. We just stopped by to bring you your plate.
I thought I told you not to worry about it.
He wiggles his finger at me in a half-hearted scold before taking the plate.
You know, I do plenty of cooking for my sisters. If you bring me the ingredients, I can make something for you too. We're cheaper than eating out, and you'd only have to clean up Vincent's fridge. What's wrong with it? For one, it looks like you kind of tried to summon a demon in there. Maybe you should come over more often and make sure I clean it then.
Shaking his head, Ben dismisses Vincent's comment with a laugh. I suppose they get along so well because he's able to take Vincent in stride.
So what you see?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to impose.
I insist. That's really no trouble at all.
After yesterday, I'm beginning to realize that my stay here will go much more smoothly if I just humor them when it comes to small stuff like this. In that case, I'd really appreciate it.
If you give me all the things before you go to work, you can come pick up the food after you're done. How was your first day, by the way?
Confused, I look at Ben. Even if he saw me at the office, he had no way of knowing that yesterday was my first day at work, and I'm pretty sure I didn't tell him. I turn to Vincent as if anticipating what I'm about to say. He shakes his head.
I mean, come on. New human in town? There's probably some sort of gossip mill. Don't look at me like that. It wasn't me.
Ben clears his throat to get my attention.
I actually heard it from the pharmacist. She said she'd seen a human she didn't recognize at the Department of Integration. I figured she was talking about you since you're the first human to move to St. George in a while.
That's probably what all those stares from yesterday were about. Fine, I guess. I had a lot to do, but it wasn't that different from what I'm used to.
Ah. He's being too nice about it. Oh god, I've lost it again. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Jesse. Darling, he's being too nice about it. Sebastian was an asshole, even more than usual.
There was a misunderstanding. We sorted it out and everything is fine now. Speaking of which, we'd better get going. I promised him that we would arrive on time.
It's gotta be still like 2.5 hours to go. You did, huh? I guess that means I won't be coming in late from now on. See you later, Ben.
Thanks again, Ben. Vincent stands up first, waving at Ben as he exits the house. When I'm about to do the same, Ben puts a hand on my shoulder to stop me.
It's nice to see Vincent hang out with someone responsible for a change. Be patient with him, okay?
He smiles, and his expression tells me that he's not actually expecting an answer. After he lets go of me, I excuse myself and go catch up with Vincent.
Oh, could we possibly have a quick pause?
Sure.
Just gonna drop a save. Alright, I will be back in a couple of minutes. Bear with. Back. Am back. Oops. We good?
Yep.
Oh, good. I didn't accidentally turn you down. Sometimes when I put my headphones on, the hood of my hoodie gets the volume button. But it's good. All right. Did you read the Watch the Office bit?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's start there then.
The walk to the office is pretty uneventful, and I mostly concentrate on making sure that I've got the way memorized. Once we get there, we find the front door still locked, which means that we are the first ones to arrive.
Yeah, because you're ridiculously early.
Vincent rubs his hands together, grinning so widely that his fangs show.
Ah, look at this. Sebastian hasn't arrived yet. I can't wait to see his face when he realizes I got here before him. Yeah, don't ask me what happened to the accent. I'll get back in a minute.
Okay. When Sebastian told me to make sure that Vincent wouldn't be late anymore, I'm pretty sure he didn't expect it to end with Vincent being motivated by the idea of being able to gloat about it. Whatever works, I suppose. I take the key out of my pocket and open the door. Since we need to wait for Sebastian anyway, Vincent and I head toward the break room. Expecting the break room to be empty, I do a double take when I see Isaac sitting at one of the tables. Though he's facing the door, he doesn't seem to notice our entrance. Rather, he appears to be staring right through us, completely immobile. Seeing him like this, I understand why some people may find androids off-putting. How is he here? The door was locked from the outside.
Give me a second.
Ignoring my question, Vincent approaches Isaac. Once he's close enough, he leans forward and waves a hand in front of his face.
He's probably recharging.
He snaps his fingers a couple of times, and Isaac's head jerks up with a loud click as his eyes go from a dim light to fully illuminated.
Good evening. My apologies. I miscalculated the amount of time I would have before the room would be needed.
Isaac, what are you doing here?
Recharging.
No, I mean, employees aren't supposed to stay here overnight alone. He turns toward Vincent and raises an eyebrow.
Is he not informed about my situation? I haven't had the chance to tell him. Now's as good a time as any, I suppose. See, told you I get it back.
Yep. We are interrupted by the sound of steps, and the three of us go quiet. A moment later, Sebastian comes through the door.
I now gotta do 3 voices. Oh dear. I'll be damned. You are both here. I suppose congratulations are in order, Wells.
He sounds surprised, but pleased nonetheless. Something about his tone tells me that he didn't have that much faith in me. Anyway, I don't have time to think about it. As soon as Sebastian looks at Vincent and Isaac, his whole body tenses up. He points at Isaac.
Who is this?
Isaac?
Who?
The android in charge of the warehouse?
But we don't have...
Sebastian pauses as realization seems to hit him, and I have this sudden feeling that I just said something that I shouldn't have.
What if no
He
one
takes a
told
step
him?
toward-
How are you supposed to know?
He takes a sudden step toward Vincent and begins poking him on the chest so hard that I can see his finger bend a little each time.
So, Vincent, would you mind explaining to me who Isaac is?
Vincent slaps Sebastian's hand away and crosses his arms.
Didn't you just hear? He's the android in charge of the warehouse. What's the matter, Sebastian? You don't recognize your own employees? For fuck's sake, Vincent, how many times are we going to have this conversation? It's the 2nd time this week. Christopher doesn't count. He was transferred here. That's not the point. You know it. You are overreacting. Isaac's been here for almost a month already, and you didn't find out until now.
I should say something before things get worse.
Oh god. Stay out of it, stay out of it, stay out of it!
Okay, we'll stay out of it.
You don't get involved in the drama. You get yelled at. You don't want to side with your boss, and you definitely don't want to side with your roommate, so just stay out of it.
On second thought, maybe I shouldn't. Regardless of who has the reason, there's no way for me to choose between my boss and someone that's letting me stay at his house.
Exactly what I said.
Besides, considering that every single time I've seen them together, they've been arguing to the point of shouting, I have a hunch that Sebastian has no intention of actually firing Vincent anytime soon. Let's go, Isaac. Isaac nods and he follows me out of the room and onto the street without saying anything. Vincent and Sebastian didn't notice when we leave, or if they do, they don't bother acknowledging us.
Sorry. Oh, damn. Shouldn't we have stayed? I believe they would be more willing to listen to your opinion than to each other's.
No, signing with one of them would only make it worse. My guess is that they will keep going until one of them gives in, most likely Mr. Griffin. Then we'll all go on like nothing happened.
You really think that would be the case?
Well, I'm not sure if that's what you mean. I sit down on the steps and Isaac does the same, his body touching the concrete with a metallic thud.
It was not my intention to cause problems for either of you.
Did you know about the screening process for employees?
Not until recently.
Then it's not really your fault. If anything, it's Vincent's for not thinking twice before acting. But I really have to ask, why go through all this trouble?
I currently do possess the necessary papers to acquire housing, nor do work. Vincent has been helping me procure the documentation, but the process is considerably long. Oh, I feel you, dude. He assured me it would not matter to anyone if I stayed here in the meantime.
So he's unregistered. That explains a lot. Vincent has good intentions, but there's a reason we do things the way we do. Anyway, regardless of what Mr. Griffin says, I promise that I'll help you with your papers. Knowing how to navigate the system can cut the time it takes by at least half.
I would appreciate that.
Though the words come out as matter-of-factly as everything he says, I could swear I saw his eyes widen with surprise for a second. They should be done by now. Let's go back inside, all right?
Whoa! Oh. Okay, so the logo is just blurry. I was trying to find a non-blurry version of it, but I did not.
The next day, the first thing that Sebastian does when I arrive is show me my office. Actually, calling it an office would be too kind. It's not even a cubicle, really. It's a foldable table put in the corner of one of the halls, along with a spare chair and very old computer on top of it. There's also a phone that looks so old that I can't believe it has buttons instead of a dial.
At least it's not in a closet.
The whole setup looks very feeble, like it will collapse if I sit in the wrong way. I can't think of a better way to make it clear that as it stands now, my employment here is only temporary. Sebastian pulls back the chair, then gestures at it.
You'll work here. Every afternoon, I put up our schedule in the break room. Anything that requires immediate attention takes precedence, otherwise just follow whatever it says. And if you see Vincent slacking off, make sure he goes back to doing whatever he's supposed to be doing. He usually takes care of the front desk, so that means that ideally you shouldn't see him at all. I've left about a quarter of your schedule empty since you'll be working on your proposal.
A not so subtle warning to not eat into the time meant for other activities with it. I sit down as carefully as I can, still not entirely convinced that the chair can actually support my weight. The loud squeaking noise it lets out doesn't make me feel any more confident about it, but at least it doesn't break right away.
The computer works roughly in the same way as the one in my office, which you already know how to use.
Sebastian reaches out behind the table, pressing a button to turn the computer on. The screen takes about a minute to show any sign of being in working condition, but once it does, it finishes booting without any further issue.
For now, just keep on working on whatever forms come in, then start with the census if you have time left. I'll call you if anything comes up. Do you have any questions?
I briefly consider voicing my concerns, but in the end I decide against. It's not like Sebastian will change anything just because I say so. And if I push him too much, he might just end up making me sit on the floor or something. Okay. I shake my head and apparently pleased with my silence, Sebastian nods before turning around and leaving. As soon as he's gone, I get to work. I knew he told me to start with the forms, but since I still need to go over the census, I'll do that instead. Forms shouldn't take more than a few minutes each, so I can get them done before the end of my shift. And frankly, the forms being so boring would only add to the depressing atmosphere of the place. Assuming that there's at least one digital copy of the report, I begin to look for the file in the computer.
So we're already not following orders.
Right? The computer is slow and takes forever to connect to the main server, and though it doesn't bother me at first, it soon starts to get on my nerves. Especially when it becomes obvious that the file I need is not here. I pick up the phone with the intention of calling Sebastian, and I'm surprised to hear Vincent's voice before I even have the chance to dial a number.
Yes?
Vincent?
Chris! You've got a phone now? No wonder I didn't recognize the extension.
I actually meant to call Mr. Griffin. Do you know how I can change who receives the call?
I'm not sure about your phone, but the others just connect to the front desk and then I transfer them. It's how we keep the line from saturating. What do you need Sebastian for anyway? Wasn't he with you just now?
Yes, but I need some documents from the last census, and I'm not sure whether we don't have them or if it's just my computer that's not working.
Probably a little bit of both. Give me a second, I'll be right over there.
Vincent either forgets he was supposed to transfer me or outright decides he doesn't feel like it and hangs up. I almost jump out of my chair as the door that leads to the hall opens without warning, stopping mere inches away from hitting the table. When I realize that it isn't actually going to hit and topple everything on top, I let out a huge sigh of relief. Good afternoon, Vincent.
Hello, love. So this is where he put you? What is this thing?
He stops right next to me, reaching out with a hand and slightly pushing down the table so it wobbles back and forth. I put my hands on top of the monitor to stop the computer from falling down, and once it stops moving, I get Vincent to take a step back with a wave. my desk.
Yeah, no, you'll ruin your back in this thing. You'll ruin your everything in this thing. How about this? We wait for the lunch break and we'll switch the chair for one of the break rooms. There's not much we can do about the computer, but we can at least get you an actual desk from the warehouse too.
Won't Mr. Griffin notice if we start changing the furniture around?
This part of the building is so deserted that not even Sebastian comes here often. No offense, but there's a reason you're here. By the time he stops by, he won't even care anymore. He'll assume I had something to do with it, shout at me for a bit like he always does, and then forget about it. Oh, change the furniture. We got a rebel, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The truth is that I wouldn't mind having a different chair, at the very least. I can't do my work properly if I spend half my time trying to find a position that doesn't make me uncomfortable. Besides, if the desk ends up falling down and the computer breaks because of it, I'm sure Sebastian would be infinitely angry. All right, Vincent, let's do it.
Perfect. I'll text Ben.
Vincent takes out his phone and begins to type. By the time I realize what he's doing, he's already done and putting it back into his pocket. Ben?
Of course. Someone has to keep watch while the others move the stuff. It was either him or Isaac, and I'm not entirely sure that Isaac wasn't end up telling Sebastian, even by accident.
If you had told me...
You wouldn't have agreed, which is why I didn't tell you. It's too late now. I already sent the message. He says that he'll be here before the lunch break starts. Sebastian usually eats at a place down the street, and Isaac uses the break to recharge, which gives us about 20 minutes to get everything ready before he comes back.
I take my hand off the computer and lean forward so that my arms are resting on the desk. I should have figured he'd do something like this. It sounded way too easy to be true.
Well then, I'll leave you to your work. See you later.
While Vincent leaves, I let out a sigh of resignation and turn my attention back to the computer. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot. As the hours pass, I realize what Vincent had meant about being in a secluded area of the building. Even if I'm technically right beside the break room, the fact that there's a door between this hall and the next means I'm effectively out of sight and out of... If it wasn't for the time I took to go check the schedule and for Vincent having stopped by earlier, I think I could have gone the whole shift without seeing so much as a single soul. The upside is that there's no one to interrupt me. Pretty much done with my work by the time the lunch break rolls around. I hear someone knock, and when I look up from the computer screen, I see that it's Ben and Vincent standing on the other side of the door. They come inside a moment later, and the first thing Ben does is pull me into a hug.
Aww.
At least this time, he seems to remember to mind his strength. Instead of surrounding me with his arms and pulling me closer until I can't breathe like I thought he would, Ben stops when I'm barely pressed against him.
Does this mean you'll be staying?
Maybe it means I've got the job for now. Since he has a little more tact than Vincent, Ben doesn't comment right away on the state of my makeshift cubicle, but I notice that he can't stop looking at it, his stare going back and forth between me and the chair and the table. Ben, I'm so sorry. I know I didn't. Vincent would call you when he offered to help. He waves his hand in a dismissive gesture and smiles.
That's not the first time Vincent's done it, and it won't be the last. Besides, what are friends for? Ooh, congratulations on your steak, Bilious.
Vincent squeezes himself between Ben and me, putting an arm on my shoulder and the other around Ben's waist, pulling the three of us closer. Ben pushes him away gently, more amused than bothered.
All right, who's moving everything and who's keeping watch?
I decide to...
Oh, we're definitely keeping watch, right?
Yep.
Ooh, nice steak. Congratulations, Leaky. I imagine Jesse is looking to see how close is to another milestone to completely blow everyone out of the water.
You're stronger than me. It would be faster if you take care of moving. I don't have anything to post. I'll stay here in case Sebastian comes back. I'm not too fond of the idea of playing this to Sebastian myself if we get caught. Still, I'm pretty sure it won't go any better if Vincent is the one who ends up having to do it instead. Besides, the faster we can get the table out of here and put the desk in its place, the sooner we'll be finished. I unplug the computer as carefully as I can, then move it and the rest of the things onto the floor so I can have no problem lifting the table and folding it. Ben can only carry the table by himself without too much trouble. Vincent picks up the chair and then goes on ahead to keep the door open. I'm not entirely sure how much time passes, but it's not more than a couple of minutes before the door swings open. That was fast. But instead of Vincent and Ben, it's Sebastian. I panic briefly while thinking of an excuse, and there's a moment of awkward silence as we both stare at each other.
Wells, you're here.
He looks just about as surprised to see me as I am to see him, and since he doesn't seem to have noticed that the table is missing, I decide to use the opportunity to catch him off guard. I quickly grab a bunch of papers and then take a couple steps toward the opposite side of the hall, enough that Sebastian can't quite follow me with his eyes and has to turn slightly. I can't get him to turn his back to the now empty space, but this way he's not directly facing it either. I wasn't feeling hungry, so I stayed behind to get some more work done. When it seems like Sebastian is about to look away, I push the papers in front of him and point at the end of the first page. Actually, I'm glad you're here. I'm pretty sure all these are done, but they still need your signature. Could you take a look?
Fine, but not here.
As I follow Sebastian to his office, I get to see Vincent and Ben about to come out of the break room out of the corner of my eye. They manage to turn around at the last possible moment, and while it makes Sebastian do a double take, he doesn't actually stop to check. Unfortunately, the distraction works a little too well. What should have been just enough time for Vincent and Ben to finish switching the furniture ends up turning into the entire remaining lunch break and the next 2 hours as well. At one point, I seriously begin to suspect that Sebastian did notice the missing table and is just doing this to mess with me, but he makes absolutely no comment about it. Not even to bring up how dumb we were for trying to fool him, or how we clearly have way too much free time if we can waste it on these sorts of things. Instead, he just sends me on my way when we're done. Ben is long gone by the time I go back to the hall, of course, but Vincent is there waiting for me. He's sitting on the chair they brought in, swinging it back and forth and then trying to balance on its rear legs. At least now I know that it won't break from me just sitting on it. You know, Vincent, this felt a lot like I was the one doing you a favor.
I'm sorry. I swear he usually takes much longer.
Since he has the decency to look apologetic, I'm not as angry with him as I thought I would be. It probably helps that I had those extra 2 hours to calm down, too. I hope you apologize to Ben.
That's the first thing I did, and he said he didn't mind because we didn't get caught. He was more worried about you.
Sebastian didn't say anything about it, so I'm assuming he didn't notice. Actually, he seemed pretty distracted. The forms we went over weren't even that important, and they could have been just fine without his signature.
Who knows? He's weird like that.
So how about the... Oh, that's you.
Oh, wait, yeah. So how about the desk and chair? A lot better than what you had, aren't they?
They sure are. Thank you, Vincent.
You're welcome. Oops, sorry. And now I should get back to work before Sebastian decides to stop by and ask about what I did all day. See you later, love.
Despite what Vincent had said about not doing anything, when I sit down, I find that all my things are not only already on the desk, but all the paperwork is arranged in the order it's supposed to be turned in. Even the folders are properly labeled. As I begin putting the papers inside the folders, I can't help but smile.
Aw, that was sweet.
After being here for a little over 2 weeks, I think I can finally say that I've settled into the pace of it. Most of the time, work is slow as we take care of the daily activities. On occasion, it's followed by periods of intense crunch time as either something comes up, or Sebastian decides that the best way to alleviate the stress of running the place is to make us all feel as pressured. Rinse and repeat. I'm now also more or less convinced that the people of St. George don't actually dislike me probably because the more they see me around, the less I seem like the face of an otherwise abstract human authority. But instead of making my job easier, now I feel more pressure than ever to deliver a good proposal to Sebastian to stay here. I take a look at the paper with today's schedule sitting in front of me, copied from one break, and I'm surprised to find it pretty much empty. There are one or two things that shouldn't take too long, but overall, I'll have plenty of free time to work on the census. My good mood is ruined as soon as I take out the files that Sebastian got from the drawer, and I remove the sticky note on top. Whatever was wrong with the computer that day was apparently more serious than any of us realized, because it wasn't long before the whole thing became unusable as anything besides a word process. While the additional effort doesn't bother me more than all the other things in the office that need fixing, Sebastian has taken to expressing his displeasure in the form of passive-aggressive notes. At least the old census was organized relatively well, all things considered, so I don't have any problem finding In fact, using its results, I'm able to get pretty much all the questions meant to gather general information out of the way in the setting. Now I can get the real work, which is the part about the quality of life in St. George and what the Department of Integration prove it. I've got some idea of what I want to include based on what I knew before coming here, and what I've seen since. But since I'm also interested in the relationship of the office and people here, I need to make sure to find a way to include those questions too. There must be a reason why everyone has a poor image of the office. But that's not the sort of thing that is reflected in pure hard data. I might need a different... ... That's it. Why didn't I think of it before? I know 4 people whose opinions should be able to point me in the right direction. I can ask...
I mean, we're probably going to ask all of them, but is the order important?
Do we have a goal in mind?
I mean, I'm always partial to a Scottish werewolf, but
Then we'll start with Ben.
but it's your game as well.
I've made some choices.
Okay, we'll start with Ben. You can pick the next place.
Out of the 4, Ben is the most level-headed, so he's the most likely to want to help me with while also saying something useful. Besides, he's in charge of looking after a group of little girls, isn't he? He can't afford to not being involved with the community while raising them. Porter's comment.
You have the 3 distinguished sounding names and then Ben. What is Ben? It's a perfectly respectable name. I mean, granted.
It's a Benjamin.
Granted, all the Bens
There.
I have known in the past have turned out to be slightly, like, psychopaths, but, this one's a werewolf. I mean, it's better than Bob, you know, that's what I call everything. But
I'll make a
yes.
note so I don't forget to visit him, and I spend the rest of the day keeping myself busy with other things. As soon as the shift ends, and I make sure that nothing else came up that needs my attention, I head straight to Ben's house. Sylvia opens the door, and right after she sees me, she stares at me so hard that it actually makes me uncomfortable for a second.
Hang on. You are Ben's
If you wanted to go with husband there...
No, I think human friend, or Ben's human. Oh, sorry, that was
Sorry, the way you were doing that, huh?
I know.
That's you. It sounded more, huh?
I know. I'm sorry. That was, yeah. Ben's husband. Yeah, sorry. Carry on.
She stops herself before she can finish and looks away in embarrassment. My guess is that she was about to say human before she remembered that Ben scolded her last time we met for being rude to me. I have the feeling that if I tell her that I don't mind either way, I'd only embarrass her more, so I say nothing.
Ben's new friend.
That's right, I'm Christopher. Could I talk to Ben?
I suppose.
She steps away from the door to let me in, and after I sit down, she turns around and goes fetch Ben from deeper into the house. It looks like he was in the middle of either getting dressed himself or helping his sisters, because when he comes out, he has a brush in one hand and a comb in the other.
Thank you. Now go finish getting ready.
He hands everything he's carrying over to Sylvia, then takes a moment to adjust the bow on her head before she walks out of the living room.
Chris, how can I help you?
I wanted to talk to you. I was put in charge of preparing the next census by my boss. I think it would be good if I got a better idea of what the town is like. I already checked out the last report, but it's mostly numbers. I was hoping for something a little more personal so I can prepare the questions properly. Do you think you could help me out?
Of course, that's a great idea. What do you want to know?
Well, to start, the people from the capital have the impression that we're not really welcome here.
Humans?
Humans, the department itself, everything. They see maintaining the office as too troublesome for the benefits it supposedly provides. I haven't been here for long, but I'm beginning to understand why they think so. You and Vincent have been great, and it has been getting better lately, but some of the others still can be rather...
Hostile?
I was going to say discouraging, but yeah.
The monster community is very close, tightly knit group. Even the many different types of creatures that don't see eye to eye on everyday matters will form a common front when faced with really important issues. Put that and the fact that monsters can live for a really long time together, you can see why change comes so slowly. For a lot of them, the time when the DOI was used to enforce unfair treatment wasn't so long ago. When I was young, I knew a couple of werebeasts that came to live here because they'd been chased out of their own home by monster hunters.
That's awful, Ben. What happened to them?
Yeah. Hey, Button. They eventually got an apology, but they never felt like it was safe to go back. Their son can barely see humans, to this day. For some, a couple of good years doesn't really make up for all the bad ones.
Ben goes quiet after that, and because I can't think of anything to say, there's a very uncomfortable silence. I suppose I already knew all that, but I had never given it much thought. It's easy to forget that being a monster is not just a matter of looking different than human or maybe having a different diet. Most of them have totally different experiences. And living longer is just one of the few humans can hope to comprehend. The more abstract ones will forever remain a mystery.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it sound so bad, but I don't think it's hopeless, Chris, just hard. I suppose it all sounded better inside my head and a lot more helpful.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want to hear it. It's really hard to make people get along when there are unresolved issues and not enough effort from either side. Anyway, I think I got an idea of what kind of questions to ask. I'm going to focus on...
Ooh. Yeah, that's my answer. What are we focusing on, Jesse?
Society!
Society, okay.
You say change comes very slowly to monsters because of your nature, but I think it's also a little bit like that for humans, too. We want to be so sure that we're doing the right thing that many times we end up doing nothing at all. It doesn't help that there really isn't a safe space for humans and monsters to learn more about each other. Even in big cities like the capital, where most people have a monster, at least once in their lives, there's a lot of misinformation. I imagine that something similar happens in St. George, but the other way around. So what I'm going to do is focus on questions about how monsters interact with each other and with humans, then draw a comparison. We need something more specific than just knowing that they're unhappy and uncomfortable. The DOI makes the effort to keep the office staffed by locals, so I think there is some willingness to be accommodating despite everything. Ben nods in agreement, but at the same time, he has a serious expression. It's like he's really considering what I just said. It might be silly, but it makes me feel more comfortable and just a little bit embarrassed.
Having someone willing to think about it as a step in the right direction. Good for you, Chris.
Now you're making it sound like it's something I'm doing all by myself. It's a team effort.
If you're willing to listen to the bad things, you should get some encouragement as well. I would say something to Vincent if I didn't think that it would go straight to his head.
In that case, thank you.
You said you're planning everything from the ground up, right? Do you get to decide who does what?
I'm not sure, but probably not. It seems like last time the office hired temporary workers and had the permanent staffs direct them. So if I had to guess, I'd say we'll do the same. It's really up to my boss. Oh, look at the hour. I'd better get going.
Are you going back to work?
No, I'm gonna pick up some things from the dry cleaners before heading home. Vincent doesn't have a dryer, so I tried hanging my clothes, but I messed up somewhere and just made it worse.
This whole week has just been too humid. Clothes stayed damp too long and they began to smell.
That explains a lot.
Wait a second, won't you? I got something for you.
Ben runs into the kitchen, then comes back out holding a piece of paper and a pen. He quickly scribbles something on it and holds it out in his hand for me to take it.
Here's my phone number. Next time you're not sure about something like that, give me a call.
As soon as he's done talking, I regret mentioning my issue with the laundry. I should have seen this coming. Ben somehow keeps putting me in a position where he helps me out with something, but before I can figure out a way to pay him back for it, he's already done doing me another favor. Leaving aside the fact that he insists he does it because he considers me a friend, it makes me worry about him. If he's like this with everyone, someone is bound to take advantage eventually. He's a golden retriever.
Yeah? Did we not figure that one out already?
He's not a werewolf, he's a dog.
I mean, he could be a golden werewolf.
A golden werewolf, there we go.
Yeah.
But I'm not about to argue with him after he made time to answer the question. So I force myself to smile and take the paper, folding it in half before putting it away in my pocket. When I get home, I'll call you, so have mine. Now I've really got to go. Thank you again.
I mean, I'd keep on losing the bits of paper. People can give me paper things. It's just, yeah.
This is it. Today is the day I'm supposed to present my census's proposal to Sebastian so he can go over it and either approve it or reject it.
Okay, so we're already at the end of the month. Interesting.
Is this the same dev as Dora Cone?
No.
Or publisher?
Well, it's Ratalaika, so, you know, they've published a lot of things. No, same dev as Blind Men, the visual novel, which was out a while ago. I don't remember if I streamed it. I know I played it. I think I streamed it. Let me just have a quick check while you're reading out this bit.
Well, because I was thinking, like, these could just be short playthroughs. Like, they could be, like...
Could be, which means we'll finish Blind Men. I did. I streamed it in April 2020. Jesus Christ. That was, like, yesterday. No, that was, you know, nearly 6 years ago. So...
No, it wasn't. 2020 wasn't that long ago. What are you talking about?
I'm just doing maths. Even though I did put 2025 in the code list, several times I put 2025 in the code list and went, nope, we're in February now. It's most definitely 2026. You didn't catch it, so I assume you also are confused about the years.
Not at all.
You just accepted it.
I wasn't looking because I didn't think
oh my god,
I don't look the date.
I did it so many times. I'm just going to quickly fix that. I did it in January as well, which is understandable, but oh my god, it takes me so long to figure out what year we're in. But just one day in January. The rest of the days I put 2026. And it was the same with February. Just one day in February I had 2025. Oh dear. Anyway,
okay.
Something. I don't know if this is going to be long or short, but it'd be nice to get to an ending.
He begrudgingly gave me a couple of days off so I would have it ready and get enough rest, but last night I was so nervous that I couldn't sleep at all. If he turns down the proposal, then neither Isaac nor I will be able to continue work there. Ugh, the more I think about it, the less I think the proposal's actually ready. When I finally decide to get out of bed, I can barely do it, and not even a shower or eating breakfast manages to wake me up completely. After getting dressed, I practically crawl to the living room to wait for Vincent, letting myself drop on top of the couch and throwing my head back against the backrest. Luckily, before I have the chance to start worrying myself to death, I'm interrupted by the sound of Vincent's door open.
I don't know if it's your microphone or you do actually have the hiccups. It's just sometimes your microphone makes it so you sound like you have the hiccups. Sometimes it makes your microphone makes you sound like a robot. That's when I worry your stream's going to drop. But no, it has sounded like you've had the hiccups a little bit today. So yeah, I'm just going to assume your microphone is being weird and going in and out. But yeah, apparently, Leaky, like next month, it'll be 6 years since March 2020. Ridiculous.
Anything interesting happened in March 2020?
That's when time stopped moving.
Oh?
Yeah. I mean, literally, it was March 2020 for about 3 years.
It still is.
It still is for some people, yeah. But, yes. Good afternoon, love. Are you ready? Yeah, I know.
I give him a half-hearted shrug. I suppose. I must look worse than I thought because he sits down next, putting a hand on my back using the little space available and gently pulling me closer. I glare at him, but I don't bother telling him to move it.
Oh, what's with that? Oh, hang on. Darling. What's with the attitude? Today's the... No, not Scottish! Oh, fuck's sake, mouth. It's like a different mouth position for the accent, and I can drop into, you know, the posh British one quite easily, and the Scottish one, and even the Android one. But the one I picked for Vincent is giving me hell today. Oh, wow. 42. Oh, wow. All of those words are good. Thank you for the raid. Ah, we have a Sammy and an angel. Another angel. Aha, we should have to fight. No. It says flight. It says flight, not fight. Thank you for doing the shout outs. What have you been streaming? 4 years into... Oh, don't say that, Mr. Coolness. Art. Excellent. We love art. KKB cruising. Oh, as in like KK Slider from Animal Crossing. Also loving the emotes. Thank you very much for the raid. And Animal Crossing. I mean, yeah, great combination. So yes, hi, welcome in raiders. I am Joe, otherwise known as Angel SK. The voice in my head phones is Jessie, otherwise known as Jessie. Well, no, previously known as Radical Sniper, but yes, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. We are doing Monstrous Lovers, which is our Valentine's visual novel, because we like doing these silly things. Yes, thank you for doing the Jessie command. Yes, Jessie normally does a lot of Zelda and platformers and much more complicated games, and then, you know, once a week I make him put on voices and read things with me. But we are having fun. I am massacring the accent I picked for this character because I decided somehow randomly to do some sort of Southern Belle. I put it in air quotes because I can't. And every time it comes back, I've forgotten the accent again, and I have to like convince my mouth to get in the right shape, which sounds really weird, but you know, the accent's in the mouth, right? But anyway, hi, welcome, and if you like it, just, you know, stick around. No worries. No worries, Sledge. Oh my gosh, I hope your cat is okay. Blood clots, no fun, but cat as Valentine, very much agree. But yes, no worries, Sledge. I hope you and Sammy have a good day today. Especially since Valentine's is very close to your anniversary. So, yes, I hope you're doing something fun, even if it's just, you know, having some scones and tea. Anyway, I don't know what my voice is doing. Give me a moment while I reset my voice. Darling, 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 darling. I've picked that as the A sound. Thank you for the follow. No worries. Feel free to raid and run. Definitely pet the cat. We approve of petting the cat here. So yes, thank you very much for the raid. And yeah, cross fingers that everything's good with the cat. Right. I dropped into it once I'd said it a couple of times. It just came back to me, and then I feel like it's like stage fright. My voice has got stage fright, Jesse.
I don't know how that happened. I still hear you, so.
Okay. Well, the accent has stage fright.
That's what you get for choosing Southern Belle.
Yes. Well, you know, apparently that's the 36% chaos for today. Darling, darling. What's with that attitude is Scottish, you silly. Yeah, no, wait, sorry. What's with the attitude? That attitude? Today. You're just laughing at me, aren't you?
Today is the big day. You can't go to work looking so gloomy.
You can't go to work looking so gloomy. Yeah, okay, yeah, just that. That's great. That's great. Yeah, just carry on. It'll come back in a minute.
I put my hands over my face in a gesture of defeat. That's exactly the problem. What if Mr. Griffin hates it? I can't afford to screw up, Vincent.
Sebastian may be a jerk with a stick up his ass, but he's not an idiot. See? You're really good at your job. He'll see that. I bet he already does. He treats you better than he treats me. I'm kind of worried that he'll find me to make space in the budget for you.
His tone goes from serious to playful, obviously trying to lighten the mood. It doesn't do much for my nervousness, but the attempt brings a small smile to my face. If that happens, I promise I'll let you stay with me.
See what you do to me? Now I'm starting to wish that he found me for real.
Vincent grins, pushing me toward just enough. Oh, pushing me forward just enough so that he can pat my back, leaving me breathless for a moment as he stands up. He walks towards the door and holds it open for me. Thanks, Vincent. I needed that.
Oh, you can thank me properly when we get back.
And there's the Vincent I know. I pretend to not hear him as we both leave the house. When we get to the DOI, Sebastian and Isaac are already waiting for us. It's not the first time that I've seen Sebastian wait for someone at the door, but given the situation and the fact that I'm in the receiving end myself, there's suddenly something really menacing about it. I wave at Isaac and he waves back.
You're here on time? Both of you? Ah, it's a good start, I suppose. Come inside so we can get this over with.
Vincent looks at me and I can practically see him bite his tongue to avoid saying something to Sebastian. Fortunately, he resists the urge just fine and we manage to avoid having an unnecessary argument about it. Vincent and Isaac go with Sebastian straight to his office while I make a brief stop at the space that passes as my cubicle to go over everything one last time and make sure that I'm not forgetting it. As soon as I'm done, I head to the office as quickly as I can. The place looks really small with the four of us standing there, and even after Sebastian moves behind the desk, sits down, we barely fit in the room. Since there aren't enough seats for the other three of us, we decide to remain standing instead.
Well, where is it?
Sebastian extends an arm toward me, and I give him the binder. Apparently, I'm too slow for his liking because he closes his hands around the binder and pulls it toward him. He begins to flip through the contents in silence, completely focused on them. I exchange a couple of looks with Vincent and Isaac, but neither of them seems to have any idea what he could be thinking. As soon as he's finished, Sebastian starts over it. And again.
It's an acceptable job, but...
Hey, an achievement!
We completed the common route. Okay. Sorry. the common route?
I would say either.
Okay, well then route. It's like, I suppose if I'm speaking as Vincent, I should say route, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It's an acceptable job, but okay. Sebastian snaps the binder shut and puts it down on the desk before sliding it to the opposite side, so that's closer to us than to him. I hesitate for a moment before picking it up.
Frankly, I expected quite a bit more. Especially after all those things you said about taking this seriously. I suppose it's also my fault for having agreed to it. Huh?
For a moment, I'm so shocked that I don't even blink. Instead, I just stand in place, trying to get my brain to process what I just heard. He didn't like it, I don't get to stay, and neither does Isaac. I let out a breath I didn't even know I was holding. I understand, Mr. Griffin. Thank you for the opportunity either way. Vincent looks at me, then at Sebastian. At first he seems just as surprised as I am, but then his expression changes. Before I can stop him, he takes the binder from my hands and throws it at Sebastian. Sebastian winces when the folder hits him, but he barely moves from his place. It's a subtle but definitive demonstration of authority, and it tells me that he's not going to humor Vincent.
You're full of shit and you know it. You said that if he prepared the census and he and Isaac would get to stay. Don't interrupt me, Vincent, or I'll be firing your ass in addition to not hiring them. What I said was they'd get to stay if Wells did a good enough job, which he didn't. It's simply not worth the trouble, especially if I take the robot into consideration. Have him correct it then. I don't have the time to go over the proposal all over again every single time I send it back for corrections. And for all I know, he might never get it right. You're dismissed. Go home, all of you.
Vincent, let's go.
Tartas.
Vincent pretends not to hear me as he begins to walk around the desk and towards Sebastian. When I put a hand on his arm to stop him, first thing he does is shove it away. Vincent, please. He rolls his eyes as he lets out a frustrated sigh, but he stops. Just to make sure that there isn't trouble, I let Isaac and him go first before walking. Maybe it would have been easier to leave if I had been able to go back to the capital right away rather than having to wait until I had gotten an order. Now I'm glad that I didn't get to finish unpacking, because having to put so many things back into boxes would have been too much trouble for me to handle. But what little there is, Vincent helps me. The atmosphere is as heavy and somber as it was when he left the office, and neither of us talks much until
We
I think I'm still
failed.
too disadvantaged for conversation, and Vincent probably doesn't want to embarrass me by saying the wrong thing.
That was the last one.
Vincent cuts down the excess tape from the box before putting the scissors down. He gives the box a gentle shake to make sure it won't open. Then he comes to sit down next.
Do you have any plans?
I suppose I'll go back to my old job. I'll never hear the end of it, but I'm pretty sure they won't turn me down.
Oh, I bet Sebastian will have some not so kind words for me on Monday too.
Frankly, I'm more concerned about Isaac. Now that Sebastian knows about it, he can't keep staying at the office. He could always get a cheap room in a nearby town, but he'd still need a job for that.
Don't worry about it. I promise I'll find a way to help him, and in the meantime, he can stay here.
Really?
He's not a cute human, but I like him well enough. He won't be a bother.
Thank you. That does take a weight off my shoulders. I try my best to make my smile seem genuine, but even I can tell it looks forced. Suddenly, Vincent pulls me into a hug. It catches me off guard at first, but after a moment I wrap my arms around him, and we stay like that for a couple of minutes.
Do you want me to help you with your bags?
It's fine. I called a cab to take me to the station.
Jesse, I think we wrote. Where's the cute boy romance that we were promised?
I don't know what to tell you. Still, Vincent insists on walking me outside and keeping me company until the cab arrives, then helps me get everything in the trunk. Once I get in the cab, he doesn't go back inside right away. Instead, he stands there, waving at me from the sidewalk until I'm too far away to see him at all. As I say my goodbyes to St. George, I wonder if things could have turned out differently. The end.
Boo! Boo! Hiss! Boo hiss! I didn't get to smooch anyone! I wanted to at least smooch someone. I mean, that face. Or even that cheeky face. Not the purple guy, he's annoying. And, I mean, cold. I'm sorry, but despite what looks like an enormous schlong, very cold. Sad face. Okay. How do we fix it?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna put the credit thingy up while I have a quick peek and see if there's a helpful guide or something. Why is nothing scanned in? We got an achievement, right?
We did.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I can see the choices, but it's not like we can just like potentially just get back.
Because it'll put us on a very different text.
Yeah.
A lot longer.
Because there's choices that, like, let's see if there's something that's vaguely similar to where all of them start with "tell him to leave me alone," and we didn't do that. We were polite. I mean, Sebastian's choice. You side with him. You keep quiet. You leave the desk as it is, and you talk to Sebastian. But yeah, we managed to pick the right down the middle route that gets us kicked out of town, and we don't get to kiss any cute boys.
Yep.
To be fair, I mean, rather in line with, my opinion of Valentine's Day, but
I mean, we after all the times we've hit a romance usually in these games, the fact that for once we actually got shut out is like it's went
nice,
with our normal inclinations to see if we could romance somebody in the end, and it did not work out.
As a romantic person, that works. But I mean, you're in a relationship.
Well, clearly the problem is that we tried to be nice to everybody, and that's why we ended up on the middle route, alone and back home. We were trying to be friends with too many different people.
But we did pick Ben. I thought.
Yeah, but at that point we had been
Ben
nice to everybody. We weren't mean, and apparently we had to be mean to somebody to not end up romancing everybody at the same time, and thus romancing nobody.
And failing at our task. Oh well.
Yes.
You do have the hiccups. Well, we got one achievement for the all work and no play, apparently. Even though we tried to pick the let's go play, it kept on wanting to go to work. We got neither a good nor a bad ending. We literally got the most aromantic, asexual ending possible. We got the gem ending. But yeah, I feel like we should just call it and then, you know, do that. And then you've got plenty of time for the rest of the day for your actual plans and getting some tasty food. But yeah.
Right.
that was Monstrous Lovers. We're finishing early because, well, you know, it seems
We failed
pointless.
at romance today.
We failed at romance
Yep.
on the most commercially romantic day of the year, but hey, we're sticking it up to capitalism. But yeah, oh gosh, there are so many people. Like, there's like a giant list of people, but I'm gonna. Leaky, is the person you said online or for the raid or not yet? Otherwise, I'll just end. Jesse, when are you back next?
Essentially this afternoon.
Cool. Cool. I'm back tomorrow. Are you more Zeldering or something else this afternoon?
I'm not sure yet.
Cool. Okay, Jesse's doing something later. I am doing Persona 4 Golden tomorrow. And then we're going to finish Synesthesia on Wednesday. It may be a short stream,
Yes.
but then, you know, it's a Wednesday, so Jesse will just, you know, carry on. We just need to get the proper ending. Just for closure. For closure, we've got to do it. But there will be a Tuesday and a Thursday and a Saturday of all kinds of different types of games. No visual novels, I promise. For a variety. Just because. And then I'm off for a week because I've got a work trip. But it's in my Twitch schedule, so if you're not quite sure when that is, just check. So, Jesse, you've got free reign of that whole week.
Boy.
I know, right? Oh boy, oh boy. Mickey Mouse. That was a very bad Mickey Mouse accent. Sorry. My mouth is broken today. But yeah, Monstrous Lovers. I did Xbox. Thank you very much. That was fun. I mean, honestly, that was fun. You know, it was decent writing. I got to do silly voices. I got to butcher some silly voices. Jesse got to be the narrator. We switched things up today. So yeah, cool. All right. I've been Joe, otherwise known as Angel SK, joined by the voice in my headphones, Jesse. And I will catch you later. Bye.
Hi, everybody.